What is the issue there?
That's why I want to be captain. I didn't know. I'm a captain because I'm coming.
Yeah, but you had a computer last week that gave you a whole issue, man.
Yes, it gives us issue.
Because you wasn't aware of what you was doing at first. But when you get it to it was working perfectly. So you switch the computer.
Yeah.
So why you come with that daddy firepower? You
Yeah.
got a daddy firepower?
Looking like that.
Huh?
Looking like
But
that.
you don't make a bites back.
Wait, I'm enough for it.
Chubby, why is that not Chubby?
So why is that I'm going to find
Bring your heavy equipment and your heavy artillery when you come in on next week. You know, it's video stream. Video stream you gonna deal with. You have to have plenty.
The program you're running, the platform you're running,
What is that program? On the website. No setting out to the website.
Alright, let's go.
Program to our website.
Stop distracting the man.
I'm asking questions to understand what's going on, my brother.
The man will talk to you after the show, you know. Backstage, you talk about that.
Use your computer.
But what are you hearing there, boy? We're running all now, boy.
Anyway, I just issue technical difficulties. So next time, let me come to the fire. Oh. Right, Chubby?
Alright. So you have to walk with this computer. What are you reading?
Chubby can do any mark with the M4 processing.
Rock it out.
Are you mark with the M4 processor?
We'll have to get one. We'll have to get one for him. Yeah, man. Yes. Welcome back, folks. So we're going to pick back up right where we left off. We had we were identifying the whole efficiency, you know, what we lack, you know. One of the last items there, the ability to make informed decisions. So when you listen to, because we have that the lack of the constitutional awareness and all of that, then people like what's his name from Kalinago territory, people like Kelly Grano can make statements like that and instill fear in us, you know, well, not in me, but in the unsuspecting people, you know, not understanding that we cast ballots is a secret ballot, so nobody will know who you cast your vote for. But then to know that you have a population that's so unaware that you use that to instill fear in them, that, you know, and then that fear now paralyze the people and have certain people actually thinking like, you know, they're obligated to cast their vote for, you know. I mean, all of those are symptoms of us not, our lack of understanding and our lack of knowing, you know. So if we have to come back, if we have to fight back against what is pervading against us, I think that is a good place to start, you know. Financial literacy, constitutional awareness, awareness of yourself and the collective, and demanding the information that we need to make informed decisions. Would you?
Wake up.
Yeah, it's a long break. The engine go cold already. Well, in the bottom break. Yeah.
That's why some hot water.
Well, maybe that have to happen. Okay. Well, yeah, Fako, what you saying? Yeah, on yeah, the the engine cool.
Yeah, I just saying, you know, in the absence of those things there, what you really have, you know,
Franco.
what making a whole person, you know, a healthy, thriving citizen.
That's how we need to make them present.
You see, a city, well, for us to be citizens, we have to agree, all of us, we believe in a constitution for us to be citizens of a country. To be a country,
Yes.
have to have
Yes.
belief in the constitution. It have to have belief in the king. It have to have belief in what are governing the people. And in us, in our society, is the constitution that governing everything. It's not a person, yes, a person in the president through the prime minister administering the country that is governed by the constitution. So we have to teach. And again, for me, and going forward,
I like how you
the whole vibes is we need law and order in Dominica. Law and order, rules and regulation to be enforced across the board. Because we cannot fix Dominica if we afraid rules and regulation. It cannot be we in a country where the bus supposed to stop on the bus stop, yet it's stopping everywhere. Rules and regulation at a basic level is what we need to come back to in Dominica if we want Dominica to work properly. The first rules and regulation we have to follow is the constitution, from which any other law that contradicts the constitution is null and void. Henceforth, the gay boys was able to go to the court and get a ruling in their favor that was against the constitution. Henceforth, something became null and void. You're free to express your religion. Aspects of the Dread Act became null and void. Rules and regulation is what we need, and understanding how we applying the rules and regulation. And two, the people that are in charge of those rules and regulation need to understand their roles as administrators of those rules and regulation. And I say that statement, Flaco, and I aim it directly at the police, because these are gentlemen or an institution, as I was saying earlier on, that believe that the hierarchy especially, that their job is a political job. And that is a misconception of the truth. That is a fallacy. That is utter ignorance. Yes, we understand how the world works. To get a high-level job, you know, you have to rub elbows with the right people and vibes. We have seen it play out in America. To become a Supreme Court judge, you have to be rubbing with them Republicans, you have to be in Republican camp and same thing everywhere. I understand that. But when you get the job, your job is not a political job. Your job is a job. Your reputation on the line. For the police, no matter who hires you, your loyalty is to the law. That is your loyalty. Not to the politician, not to no man. Your loyalty is to uphold the laws of the Commonwealth of Dominica without fear or favor to anyone except the President of Dominica, who under said constitution has immunity from prosecution and investigations in time in office. Or I should say prosecutions, because they can be investigated from crime, but they cannot be arrested or prosecuted.
Yeah.
No other citizen.
For now.
For now. As a matter of fact, not for now, yeah, because what the Constitution says. No other citizen is above the law. and that includes the prime minister. That includes every member of the cabinet, every member of parliament. None of them are above the law, because we are supposed to be loyal to the law. It is what equalizes all of us. And when we as a society break from law and order, chaos ensues. And Dominica is a clear example of chaos. We have to bring back law and order, my people. They say, I'm a man from the street, Flacco from the streets. We break laws, we do things, and we survive in life. But we know a certain level of law and order required for things to work. In the streets of code, the rules and regulations have to be followed in accordance to the street code. Rules and regulation. Where the country is supposed to be run properly, rules and regulation have to work. It doesn't make sense. We put all kind of rules and then we don't want to enforce it. We don't want to see them to their end. We don't want to see the punishment. No, my people, that is not how it's going to work for us to fix Dominica. We must come back to rules and regulation and merit and honor. That is the way forward. Unless we don't recapture those concepts, we do not have a way forward. We must recapture those concepts in order for us to have a way forward. We have to embrace rules and regulation once again. We have to honor the Constitution. For example, the breaking of a violation of the Constitution. We have apartment buildings being built from an escrow account, which is not a public account, which is a direct violation of the Constitution. Yeah. Yet you hear Levi Peter say nothing.
Yeah.
He in fact is aiding and abetting in the ignorance of the people, because when you ask him, he's going to come up with some stupid excuse as to Mama guy. You have the auditor who cannot understand the regulation and the laws of Dominica. Well, where are we heading if people don't understand the rules and regulation and the application of rules and regulation? So if but the funny thing about it, if the police seek clarity in the law, is he there referring to? So the blind leading the blind. Because it's a violation of Constitution for the Prime Minister of Dominica to be building apartment buildings, which are capital projects, without a public account ratified by the Parliament of Dominica. Rules and regulation.
And similar insurance for the people to be the certain insurance.
Now on the break, a little discussion came up in between, and healthcare was what we were speaking about. My people, free healthcare have to be the aim of Dominica people. This thing of if you don't have $5, you don't get in medical attention. If you don't have 190, you die because it happened to a lady in Newton. These are the kind of issues we have to face head on without fear or favor to no political person, because all of us are affected by the hospital and its inefficiency. We cannot be raising capital to build marina and it don't have no medicine in the hospital, and Dominicans have to be dying from, they cannot pay $190, they cannot pay $5, they cannot pay. We already don't have a salary. We already don't have upward mobility in pay. Yet, we went from having free medical care, almost free medical care, to you will die if you don't have $190 in the hospital. My people, these are the issues we have to face and reform without fear or favor.
So Bujo, you see, those issues affecting our elderly, you know, boy.
Flacco,
I mean, look
Flacco,
at it.
Nobody not too young to go in the hospital.
I know,
Okay.
but I just looking at it from that perspective, because anytime I look at healthcare, I looking at social security, the social security scheme. All right, because I think when you look at the age of you that you can get your benefits from social security,
And retirement
you know,
age.
the retirement age, and I look at the health situation. I mean, you see that is where our financial literacy comes into play, because while yes, those issues there affect us and we might get emotional about it, but we have to look at things objectively for us to really understand the fulcrum, the pivot, the salt of what that affecting us. Okay? So if you're saying that that person that passed away there from the community, how old was she?
Not just that person.
I mean, well,
That's just one of the examples.
yes,
News,
yes,
but that's been happening to multiple people, you know.
yes, indeed.
Alright, that's happening to multiple people. Even calling people.
But-
and
but
asking
what
if
to
you
like-
have- They even going as far as even calling you and
Yeah.
asking you if you have the money, you can come now to get the drips.
Yeah. But
That is a bad situation that we in.
But when you hear, listen to those two words, social security. When you hear that, if somebody have to say that to you, what does that? What you getting from that? As a man not speaking English, born English speaking. Social security. A compulsory savings now to make sure that you I don't want to overcomplicate it, you know.
No. But to me, say, my boy, for us even go towards that social security right now.
Because the solutions we're looking at, you know.
For us to deal with that social security right now, given the current situation that we're facing in the country, my boy, I've been asking myself, but what we doing to ourselves? Are we gambling between? To me, I could be wrong, but I've been asking myself, what are we really doing to ourselves? Are we gambling between our health and our job? And which one is really more important? If it's our health or if it's our job that is more important to us? With that situation there right now, with the health situation, because it's no big explanation to the health situation. Everybody know what it is. Even before that situation could happen, that the situation been in a mess for a very long time now. So that's what I'm telling you. What we're going to keep doing, if we're going to keep gambling between our life and our job, you know, my boy.
Well, in my mind, I think a national health insurance would be better right now than that social security thing. You check me? Because to me, there are no benefits to be derived from social security until you either die and your survivors benefiting from it, or you retired and then it still cannot help you. Because when you go to the hospital, they want you to pay up front. You check I telling you?
Flacco, and I hear that.
So money we talking about, you know, and we talking about people being asked to pay out of pocket for immediate emergency care. So that means if I was riding my bicycle and a bus passed and cut my foot and they had to rush me in the hospital now and my foot tied because I bleeding to death, if I don't have money in my pocket and or somebody to pay for me, I dead. So what the hell are you? To me, that's false advertising. Social Security should change its name because they don't secure in. What really they secure in?
You see those brilliant ideas you giving as a young man?
Well, the solutions we're
Listen to
talking
me,
about,
listen
you
to
know,
me, listen to me,
I
listen to
mean,
me, listen to me.
revolution
Listen
time,
to
you know.
me, listen to me. You see those brilliant ideas.
To change the people's mind, they have
Just
to.
give me a little chance. Give me a
Yes,
little
okay,
chance.
brother. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
give me a little chance. You see those brilliant ideas you coming in for you as a young man, my boy? That is what I'd be advocating for and telling a lot of people right now.
Okay.
That we young people know, our generation know, we can't be waiting no longer
No man.
to
No more
change
waiting, boy.
to change the
What happened,
situation
man?
that
Waiting
we're
tiger
living
in a
in.
box, man.
We need to come together. We can't be waiting for these people of this type of age group, 60 years
Yes.
plus, to still be making policies and to still be trying to be making decisions in
suck
our
our
life.
blood.
You understand? Right now is our, because my boy, we're not far from even being grandparents, you know. Some
Yeah,
of us, you know, at
true.
the age of 40, 45 and those age there, you
Yeah,
know.
facts.
So we can't be having the people of 60 and 70 still want to be in the front to make decisions for. So we need to come together as young people, my boy, and recognize now is our time to uphold our responsibility
Yeah.
to take charge
Yeah.
of this type of decisions now, brother.
Tola.
Because we know what to do, you know. We as young people, we have the ideas and we have the mind, and we can't be keep telling ourselves what we're going to do, what we're going to do. Or, no, what we need to do is put away the fear and come together as young people, because we don't need a political party, but we must have a government.
Yeah.
You understand? So if 11 young, positive-minded people like that can come together, it is not
It's
difficult to
easy,
form for us to
easy
form a government. You know?
Yeah.
So when people want to be thinking of what
It-
next and who next,
Yeah, it do hard,
but
hard,
look,
brother.
the next is
It do-
us. It's
But
our
Tola,
generation now
Tola,
to come in play.
You know, I was in community high school.
It's we now
Listen
to wake
that.
up and
I was in-
realize we need to put down our foot, because we can't be keep on gambling between our job, my boy,
Yeah.
and our life. You see, our generation, we putting ourselves in a bad situation, and it's not nobody that doing it to us. It's just us that doing it to ourselves.
Yes, sir.
By sitting down there and gambling between our life and our job, my boy.
Yeah.
That is, it don't have nothing else to me I can say for us to move forward again. If we're not getting fed up of gambling between our life and our job, we the people of 40 years and 45 and 30 and 35. We can't wait for a man of 60 and 60 something plus again to be making those this. I watching a thing the other day on Google. They telling you Biden is Biden too old right now. So we don't see it then. So right now another young man need a chance, brother.
Yeah, man. Give
So
another
it's
young
not-
man
it's
a
nothing
chance,
else.
man.
Nothing else. Last night they had an event and you and people making comments saying the way the young voice is,
Yeah.
where the young blood.
Yeah.
Well, we the young blood need to recognize now we have to come together and put ourselves forward, my
Yeah.
boy.
But Tola,
We can't wait for nobody again.
Tola, those younger than
Yes,
us,
we need
Tola.
to. You see the political party thing. We need to try to eliminate that from our people's mind,
Yes, my brother.
because people figuring out that if you make an independent movement, that you can't give them representation. But of course, you can give them representation, because it's not a political party that forming a government.
Individuals.
Yeah.
Watch your partner, Marigot Tony.
You understand?
Representation man even give him so far, my brother, in Marigot.
You understand? So we need to educate the people more as to those kind of things. That them is one of the ways forward. That we can do that, because as I tell you, my boy, we don't need a political party.
I'm not sure about when I'm
We don't need that, because
So
that is the biggest confusion I seen that we Dominicans facing
Tola,
right now.
Tola, while you telling us that there now. No, let me put that there now. While you telling us that there now. Those are younger than us already recognize what you're talking about there, my brother. Because let me tell you something. I asked a class the other day. Correct. What they think about authority, you know, how they feel about authority. And that is the next generation, eh?
That's right.
So I like to hear their opinion, eh?
It's important.
What
to
they
hear.
think about authority.
Very good. Important.
And their whole idea of authority, you know, is a negative thing. Because so I asking them why, you know, they checking because a lot of the people in authority is just they don't deliver. They're just chasing their own gain, their own benefit.
Voila.
You know, and using them now to, you know, to get a foot up.
Voila.
So I telling them so now, which one of them, if any of them they want power, nobody can answer. Nobody, everybody's there. So I asking them if any one of them would want to be powerless. No, nobody want to be powerless. You check I telling you? So asking them, what I see is that, what they're telling me is that before authority even exists, they expect certain responsibility to emanate from that. For you to have authority, you must bear the responsibility of that authority. So you
correct.
cannot just have authority for having authority's sake, my
correct.
brother.
Correct.
You understand?
Of
So
course.
I asking them now, can they bear
The responsibility.
the responsibility of authority?
That's my brother.
Not many step up, but a few. You could see
Yeah.
the spark was there and
Correct.
they real, you understand?
That is how you find the real leaders.
So
It just-
it's even from that age that informing me that we cannot fool them youths, my brother.
Be careful, youths.
The elder population, we get so caught up in our, our illusion, what we figure we pers, but we forget that those new eyes, when new eyes come out in plastic,
Yeah.
they clear
Yeah.
and they see everything.
Correct.
Even the things that we seen, but we turn in a blind eye to it. They wondering why we turn in a blind eye.
Because we don't want to take the responsibility.
Yet,
Yeah.
That's why we
you don't want authority. Yet,
Yeah.
you want authority. So you see, when the youths and them sometimes rebelling against us, that is the hypocrisy that they calling out. Because they see that we not taking up our own responsibility for us to want to pressure them that,
That's why you see we gamble in between our life and our job, because we figure out our responsibility is our job and not our life. So we gamble in between that. So according to you now, we stick in an illusion. You understand me? So the real reality now, we don't want to face it. Because why? It comes with responsibility.
Yep.
Brother man. So if we have to decide, you know what, we're going to come together to put down our foot to make sure that we can have a better life, a better health care, a better system to live in and to breathe in. It comes with a form of responsibility and a sacrifice that we all have to do.
All of us together.
So that's why I'm saying we young people now in our generation, to me, say we're only being wicked to ourselves because we know what to do, brother, right now. How long again we're going to take to do it? If we're going to wait for only 50 years, or if we want to wait for only 60 to do, just like the present politicians and them that they're today. You understand me? We need to do it like now, my boy, because we have our children coming.
Yeah.
And we can't wait for another 10 years again.
Yeah. Greetings, everybody. So I just want to add, on the whole conversation. Another thing that I observe is that what we're going through is we have unsupervised people in authority. So we have people working for us, but they are they are unsupervised. And when you have people unsupervised, then they tend to do what they want because they know nobody's looking over them, and they can take a break, they can put their foot up, they can, and this is what we need to understand, that our responsibility is to supervise the people that are working for us, and we're not doing that. We just
Sorry for cutting you short.
Go ahead, man, cut me short.
You see what you're saying there? Just bring a thought to my mind that I cut you short there. It's not even about supervising these people no more, Maggie. Everybody know the issue. So we can even figure out about putting ourselves in order to supervise that present situation we're dealing with. We need to put ourselves in order to get rid of that present situation and to fix the matter, because we know what is the problem. It's not like we don't know. So we can be adjusting ourselves to supervise this. These people are going to do nothing again, they don't need no more supervision from us anymore.
No, but I'm not talking about these people. I'm talking about governments in general. Anybody we're going to put there, anybody that's going to take that responsibility and that authority, they need to be we need to take responsibility to supervise them, because what we going for right now is because we just turn our back and sit down and relax and checking like them man, they will take care of the thing and we leave them unsupervised. So moving forward, we need to understand that supervision is necessary from us, the people. We need to. We can't just give away our responsibility and just think people are going to do things for us and do it right. We have to ensure they do it right. And I'll tell you an example where I was talking to a guy about, we were talking about football and the association and the coaches and whatnot. And one man saying, well, the coach feeling like, them coaches in the field feeling like the man watching over their shoulder and they don't like supervision. And this, because they're not comfortable with the supervision. Yeah, because you want to do what you want. But there is guidelines, you're working for the association, and there is guidelines, and people have to make sure you're doing what you have to do. You can't just come and get paid and say, yeah, I do my part and we don't see results and things like that. So therefore, there are chain of command and it have supervisors. We have to supervise the people that we put there to manage our affairs, you understand me? So moving forward, this is what we need everybody to understand. We need to take up our responsibility and be the supervisors of the government. And so we can put anybody there that feel they want to do it, but they have to understand that we are watching you and you want to do what we need for you to do. Do your role and responsibility. You check it? And we watching, and if you're not doing it, then we're going to fire you. Because we have that authority. We need to get that in the people and their mind to understand that we are the ones. They keep hearing we saying that, but we have to understand it. We have to get it, make it sink in that we have that power. We are the supervisors of all these people, the police, the prime minister, the ministers, all of them. We are your supervisors. So don't think you want to do what you want. You have to do what we need, what needs to be done, what are the right things, not things to make yourself comfortable and we uncomfortable. And that's what's happening. We uncomfortable, my brother, and fellas comfortable and fellas docking you. Yeah, man. So this conversation right here, this is what we need in Parliament. Not all them kind of cautioning them and talking and cracking joke and things like that. This is the kind of conversation we need in the Parliament.
So like, I just want my to just make a few closing points. All of these things are symptoms of the things that I was outlining there. Because we want police that will be responsive to financial crimes being perpetrated against the people by the government. We need police officers that have financial literacy and intelligence, and they have the constitutional awareness and so on. We need police and so that can respond to cases of sexual abuse and stuff like that, abuse of minors, children, and so then you need police that have emotional intelligence and awareness. They have to understand. All police need to understand have an awareness of their self as a citizen and their role to their self and to the collective. And every citizen have to be aware of their right to an informed decision. We need to be a society that demands the information to make informed decisions. We cannot go based on speculation and we getting in heated debate over things that are facts, just like Buju was saying earlier. Processes that are set in law, yet still we debate heatedly over it. Every time we deviate from the prescription of the law or the constitution, we just find ourselves in problems. So it's imperative that every man, woman, and child, well, it have to start from the children now, because some of the elder people and they already, so you have to start to soak that into the minds of the younger generations that we want to protect against that erosion, because the lack of all those things that we talk about there, when you have the lack of financial intelligence, then you have children that growing up in poor economic circumstances, their education being affected by that, their health, their living conditions. You have all of those things there interconnected and interrelated. But for you to understand that, and that's what I talk about, a whole person, a whole citizen, because it's a matrix that you navigate in. The other day I met a social worker coming across the savannah, and she was on her way to check some family or whatever, and she was talking about the rights of a child. Now, if a child has rights, and a child is the responsibility of an adult, and an adult can only secure his rights by his economic means, by the amount of money he has, then how can an adult guarantee a child's right? And the social worker was like, she couldn't answer me. How I, as an adult, cannot guarantee my rights, but you expecting me to guarantee the rights of a child? You have people in power that will put me in situations of economic deprivation. All right? And we will not address it. We will not put ourselves in a position to deal with it. And we need to do that now. We need to educate ourselves. We need to get to that place, and that's the way to do it. All right?
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, in closing, I just want to, like you say there, you see, this conversation, it needs to be in the school. You see, like, for example, when I went to SMA, I think the policy still stands, which I find is a little tough, but like in SMA, you must do religion. When you go to SMA, you must pass religion to go to the next class, I believe, which I find as a little harsh, you know. Like, okay, yes, I agree. Well, it's a religious Catholic school. You have to do religion, fine. It's a compulsory subject, but you tell me you must pass it. If you pass all the subjects and you don't pass religion, you can't go up. That, to me. But anyway, you see, the Constitution and social, the whole what do they call it? What Mahmoud call it in school? The civics. See, civics. This has to go back in high school as soon as you enter. It has to be compulsory, especially in the government school. All schools, but especially in the government school, because the government school, that's what we have control over. See, Dominica Grammar School and the school there, civics have to be compulsory. You have to, as you enter first form, you have to have your civics book, your textbook, and that has to be taught. It has to be, it must be.
Alex Lawrence book.
Yes, that book right there.
Yeah, from primary school.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You check it. This, we need to make that policy. As Buju say, you want to be politician, you want to be policy maker. So this is a policy we want to implement right now. Or because I go back to my profession as a coach, where in coaching, you just see some players when they're 17, 18 and they don't know how to do certain things, anyway, just like they set in their ways, you can't do too much with them. Because they don't set in their ways from 5 years old to all that time and they do nothing the wrong way already. It's going to be hard to make them do it the right way. You have to unlearn them what they do it to learn. But so now you have to say, okay, cool, we can try to help them and guide them, but we have to focus on the young ones.
We can let all be
Created to be like them. So we have to go back down to the foundation and say, hey, them there, we don't want them to come out like those there. We'll try to fix those there, but we want to make those there come out correct. So let's put that there now. People, let's make it happen.
Yes, my people. We had a good discussion tonight with many points that can be taken away and pondered upon. But just to recap, we have to put our constitution center and foremost in Dominica. Our way forward is to understand that we need to re-implement rules, regulation, and law and order in the administration of the island. The people that in charge of the law must be loyal to the law, not to a political party. And we as a people need to reform our mind to the challenges that we are about to face and are going to face in the near future. Because the decisions that we have to make are going to be hard, but they have to be made, my people. Topics of discussion, they have to be placed on the table, and we have to face the discussions without biasness. So with that, I say good night. And to next week's discussion, we will speak about the many job opportunities that are in Dominica available and Dominicans are not getting, are not prioritized to do basic work on simple construction projects. So my people, good night. Take care and continue the discussions that we should be having to reform your mind, to reform our country, and to make a better Dominica. Have a good night.